Karen? Seeing as how it's 9 o'clock, we'll call this meeting to order. All three members are present. Notice that the meeting was properly posted May 20th, 2025. Prayer and pledge will be led by District 2 Commissioner Brian Long.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to get together and conduct people's business. I ask that you'll lay a hand particularly on everybody as we go through this holiday weekend. Make sure everybody returns safe and have your wisdom in everything we do. In your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball. First item up will be approval of minutes for May 14th. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second? And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, item number 2, discussion possible action regarding claims. Is there a motion for the claims?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Third is the blanket. Is there a motion? No.
I have one addition. It's requisition 125-06961. This is for the county pharmacy medication and supplies to Morrison-Dixon Company in the amount of $50,000.
Okay.
Move it with the correction.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 4, P-card statement.
Just standard.
Just routine. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
There's a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 5 is a recommendation from purchasing.
We would actually like to strike this item and bring it back next week.
Okay.
Move to strike.
Second.
The motion and a second to strike. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6 is RFQs to be opened.
This is a project for the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office for their rollover simulator. It's P25500-009. We received one proposal, and that's from Ray's Body Shop.
Okay. And that's your recommendation?
Second.
I'm kidding. So motion for
Tabulation
tabulation
and
and return. Yeah. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Items 7 through 14 are the consent. Is there any individual consideration? If not, we can take them as a whole. Is there a motion to approve items 7 through 14?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Work, come tell us about $93 million.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Kelly Work, and I am here this morning as counsel to the Oklahoma County Finance Authority. And the authority had a meeting on May the 12th to consider an application from the Western Heights Public School District for lease revenue bond financing. That application was unanimously approved by the trustees at that May 12th meeting. As you all know, of course, the Oklahoma County Finance Authority is a public trust that has Oklahoma County as its beneficiary, and it is available for conduit financing projects that are for economic development purposes, including for industrial development, economic facilities, cultural facilities, educational facilities, healthcare facilities, and in some cases for housing. Any of the bond issues that are issued by the Oklahoma County Finance Authority do require approval by this board in order to move forward. With regard to this particular item today, I do want to ask Dr. Braden Savage, who is superintendent of the Western Heights Public School District, to speak in just a moment. She's present. With her are Beth Williams, who is Director of Finance for Western Heights Public Schools, and also Matt Genhart, who is the Chief Financial Officer, and others who are here that are part of the bond financing team are Stuart England of the Floyd and Driver law firm, and with Stuart is Matt Zubricki, who is an intern with Floyd and Driver. And then also Ryan McDonald is present with Stephen H. McDonald and Associates. They're serving as financial advisors to the project. So in order for you all to hear a little bit more information about the financing and about the projects that would be funded with this proposed bond issue, I'd like to ask Dr. Savage to come forward and provide that information.
Thank you for having us today and listening to what we would like to do in our district. And we have 3 buildings in our district that are quite old and need lots of repair. They are, I've described it before as, I'll tell my age and say I was born in 1971, and I'm pretty sure that the elementary school that we're going to remodel, that in my mind is a picture of what kindergarten looked like for me. And so that tells you how old and outdated many of our facilities are. We do have some new buildings in our district, but these 3 campuses are in need of great remodel and repair. We know that our kids, one of the buildings that we want to remodel is the high school, and we know that our students often travel to other campuses for different events, and they see these brand new facilities where their campus looks quite old. And so we would like to do updates and remodels on those 3 campuses. Now, in addition to that, we have updates that will happen as far as intercom systems, which of course are security. We have several schools that do not have safe vestibules where people can enter into the building and have full access to the school. So we need to help with those safety issues. And then also playground updates to all of our elementary and our intermediate campus. So those are some of just an overview of some of the things that we will be doing to update our district. Do you guys have any questions?
Sounds like quite an endeavor.
My
Yes.
appointee on the authority briefed me on this project thoroughly. It's in District 2, and I think it's a noble and great endeavor, so I will move the item.
There's a motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank
for
you.
Everybody coming
Congratulations.
down.
All right, item number 16.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Jim Gephardt has resigned shortly following his retirement, and kind of made sense that he wanted to go ahead and fully retire. We appreciate his service to the City County Health Board, and y'all will probably remember Phil Maytubby, the longtime employee who has recently retired from there and probably would be the most foregone expert of all things City County Health that could possibly be. And I was grateful that he was willing to serve, because this is just for the remainder of Mr. Gephardt's term, and there will be no learning curve here. So I will move the appointment.
Second.
Couldn't give it up, did he? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Actually, I begged him to do it. So.
He's a good one on there. All right. Item 17 is also Looks like just an MOU 17.
Yeah, we needed an MOU with Metro Tech in order to do the following item, which is a parking lot, so I will move this as the mutual cooperative agreement.
There's a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye. And then item 18 is for the project, so I will move it unless there are questions.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 19, similar. This is actually an agreement between the city of Piedmont and Oklahoma County to finish repaving the entire county line road. It's in unincorporated areas. This will be a project not to exceed $752,000. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, this is discussion and possible action regarding adopting. Let me see this. The county clerk cannot find where we've ever adopted any sort of policies and parliamentary procedures. So this would just be adopting Robert's rules for the BOCC. Hopefully the others would follow suit. This will affect all of our BOCC appointed or created committees as well. This was something that discussing with the DA, Lisa, and some of the others that we really have needed for quite a while and needed to do. So it's with their blessing. And
So
if there's any questions,
operationally, is there anything we need to do different than what we've been doing?
no, essentially no. Oddly, it's just
Okay.
yeah, it is formalizing.
What we already do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was kind of the yes, my sentiments as well. Yep.
All right.
So I'll make a motion to approve. Is there
Second.
and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Oh, item number 21. This is a good day. This is a friend of Commissioner Mons and myself. This is appointing Mr. Jim Holman and Brandy Mertens, almost called you Johnson. Mr. Jim Holman as the District 3 representative for the Oklahoma County Criminal Justice Authority. This will be replacing Mr. Albaugh. Mr. Holman, would you like to come down and say anything?
Thank you. My thoughts are pretty general at this moment. I have a lot to learn before I make any definite commitments, other than I'm honored to be asked and honored to serve, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate your willingness to serve.
I think he's kind of a, I don't want to say a unicorn, but just a very special appointment here, in that he's a District 1 resident and then has a rapport with the South Chamber, where I've worked extensively with him, and then I believe he's been involved in activities with you. So it's hard when finding an appointment for an at-large seat to have somebody who has ties to all three districts, and I think Mr. Holman definitely does. And as I explained to Mr. Albaugh whenever he was asking for different people to be considered, what has become incumbent upon me first and foremost is, if somebody now has the time, it's particularly great if they have an area of expertise, but it doesn't do us any good if they're not available for your meetings. And I appreciate that you've suffered through some frustrating quorum calls and stuff like that, where it's been difficult to conduct business. So when Mr. Holman called me, that was first what I asked, and obviously being retired, he felt like he had some time to serve. So I appreciate that this is the way he wants to spend his retirement, as with all of those who serve, because it is not an easy and probably a generally thankless job, and I thank anybody who's willing to serve. So I will be happy to move his appointment.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Again, thanks, Mr. Holman, for suffering through this and joining our team. Thank you very much. All right, this is a contract between Board of County Commissioners and the BOCC for District 3. This is an asset management software I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The assessor has a few copier contracts and such.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Assessor's Office brings forward 7 contract renewals. If you like, we can take them one individually or move them all at once. Your choice.
I'm for all of them.
Yeah. 7 through
Through 29.
29.
Yes, sir.
That'll be my motion.
There's a motion for our approval, 7 through 29. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, all in.
23.
Yeah, sorry. I said 7 through 29. Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, number 30 is engineering.
Item 30 and 31 go together. This is on your behavioral care center. We hit a lens of poor soils out there. Had a little more silt in it than we anticipated. So in order to get the pad right, we're going to add some surge rock and some geogrid, some filter fabric to the project. Some items were bid on bid day. Some items are new to the project. The total of these two is just under $321,000, but we'll end up with a better building pad in the end because of this change order. So I'd recommend approval of it.
So move.
There's a motion and a second for approval. All in favor? Aye. Is there anybody from the treasurer? Didn't look like it. This looks like their renewal. We did 30 and 31 or just?
I'll move 31, just to be
Okay.
clear.
There's a motion to approve item 31
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Just for clarity. Thank you, sir. Item 32. Looks like the service agreement between Oracle and BOCC for the county treasurer.
This is just the renewal, I believe.
It looks to be that.
Move it.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Commissioner comments. Commissioner Mon.
Oh, just in having listened to the Citizen Oversight Committee yesterday, I sense their frustration about not having the funds in order to build the jail, and I think they passed a resolution that's supposed to be coming our way. It was probably too soon to get on. It was too soon to get on today's agenda, but as for me, I'm not unaware that we are in need of additional funds to continue operations, and I think there was some suggestion to that effect, and efforts to pursue it are part of my daily routine, I would assume, for both of you as well. And can't go to church, I can't go to my Rotary Club, I can't go anywhere where it's not a subject of conversation. And I'm always asking for advice. We had former Commissioner Ray Vaughn here in the building last week. He was the commissioner when the DOJ ruling came down, and he has a unique vantage point. I asked him for advice from so many years removed from it and so many years while he was here. I've met with former Commissioner Jim Roth, former Sheriff John Wetzel, who ran a tax without chamber support, and asked about their advice as to whether to do that again. And they didn't think it was a good approach. And so when we're trying to balance getting the interest of the community on board for what is clearly something we need, it's a difficult diplomatic approach. But as for Brian Mon, I recognize that we need additional money. I'm for trying to pursue some way, but I want to do it smart and not just go rogue and try to set the proposition up for failure. But I appreciate their willingness to serve as well voluntarily. And I know that they've been asked to do something, that's really hard to do, with doing more with less. And you gave a great explanation, Stacy, when you talked about where we were at, and I appreciate your work as the support to that committee. That's all.
Good. I do have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. I do want to make a statement as well about the Oversight Committee meeting yesterday. There were some statements made about my position from a member that I've never talked to, never met, indicating that I do not want to build a new jail, which is incorrect. So I want to clear that up. And also, there were some statements about reelection about me being concerned about being reelected. I've never met the person who made that statement. I've never had a conversation with that person. So I also like to clear that up as well. I was very concerned and quite frankly bothered by those statements yesterday. So I just wanted to make sure I addressed it.
I understand their frustration. I know that you're working with the chamber as much as I am, and your sentiments about walking out there without their support. I don't know what your discussions have been like with them, but mine have been, if we were to walk out there by ourselves, it would absolutely fail. And I think that we would be pushing a giant rock uphill and having people pushing it downhill. So I absolutely appreciate that.
And furthermore, I've asked for financial donors outside of the traditional chamber support and have not found any luck. So I'm not just trying to do a one-step approach. I've tried a multifaceted thing. I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure every elected official to the budget board is grappling with this, even though their charge isn't to necessarily build a jail. But it's budgetarily a huge concern upon our county, and it's unsustainable on this track we're on. And but I don't seem to get any sense from anybody who thinks we should just vote to put it out there and just see what happens with the voters.
I think that'd be highly irresponsible. I agree completely. I think it's a there's a multifaceted approach that needs to actually happen besides just, everybody's easy fix is run a sales tax. I think it's much more in depth than that. I think there are different avenues that we can take that would help us get to where we need, both not only operational, but for filling the funding gap. I think those things will be presented here pretty soon about what we can chase and get legislative approval for, and allowing us to send a vote to the people that isn't just a one-sided approach to fix this. So I think as those things come up, I think everybody will be put in, brought into the loop. I know that the chamber is working on this extensively. It is their number one thing, and special thanks to Mike Jackson and Sarah Lynn for all of their work that they've done and continue to do. On a much more brighter note, Thunder Up. You haven't noticed, we got a pretty good basketball team in town. Do everything you can to support them. Watch TV, do the fun stuff. Yep. Get downtown, go out to eat, do the fun stuff. Any new business? Seeing none. Any citizen participation? And there's none. We'll declare this meeting adjourned, seeing as how business is completed. All right. We are going old school, gentlemen, on PBA. Yeah, I got you. There's only 2 items.
Ready?
We'll call them regular scheduled PBA to order. Notice that the meeting was properly posted May 20th, 2025. First item of the upper agenda is May 14th approval of minutes.
Move the minutes.
There's a motion. Is there a second? And a second. All in favor? Aye. Gentlemen, the item number 2, the claims or the BOCC or the payroll was incorrect. It should be PBA payroll, and facilities management Lincoln should be 6495.68. Facilities management ICB should be 5548.88, and Metro Parking should be 15,434.49 for a total of 27,479.05. So if I can get a motion to accept this,
Motion to approve.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And then a motion to approve item number 2 for claims and payroll with this amended document.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Departmental citizen participation, seeing none. Board comments, anybody? Okay, no new business. We'll declare this meeting adjourned as business complete. Thank you.